Okay, so tell me a little bit about Able Now, how did it get started?
Yes, absolutely. So, Able Now is the largest independent direct sold Able savings program in the country. Our program opened in December of 2016, and Able Now was started after the Federal Able Act was passed into law, and that was passed into law in 2014. And Able Accounts, the idea for Able Accounts actually started because of a group of parents in Northern Virginia. They were very frustrated that they could save in a college savings account for their children without disabilities, but they weren't able to save for their children with disabilities. So these individuals, they advocated and they fought to change this inequity, and that started the ABLE Act. And that resulted in the ABLE Act and kind of opening the door for ABLE accounts. And ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of services do you provide with your service? Because I understand it's part of Virginia 529.
Absolutely, yes. So the services that we provide, so ABLE Now, again, we provide the ABLE savings accounts for individuals, and ABLE accounts are relatively new savings tools for or saving option specifically designed for individuals with disabilities, and it allows them to save funds without impacting certain means tested benefits such as SSI and SSDI or Medicaid benefits. And so individuals know if they're receiving those funds, they are far too familiar with the fact that they have that $2,000 asset limitation before those benefits are stopped or suspended. So ABLE accounts allow for them to save up to $17,000 per year without jeopardizing or impacting eligibility for those SSI, SSDI, Medicaid benefits. So the services that we provide, we provide those ABLE savings accounts that allow for individuals to be able to save and still qualify and receive those public benefits that they greatly rely on.
Mm-hmm. What sorts of stakeholders do you partner with?
Yes, that's a very great question. So in 2014 or 2015, when we were planning out the Able Now program, we partnered with a lot of local and federal agencies. So again, we're located here in Virginia. And so we were able to partner with a lot of organizations here at the state level, but also a lot of disability organizations at the federal level. So some of the organizations that we have partnered with, like NDI, the National Disability Institute. We've worked with United Spinal. We've partnered with a lot of the autism organizations, some of the Down syndrome organizations, and just also some other types of organizations as well that touch on a number of different disabilities. And so we worked with them to kind of make sure that we were building out our message the correct way, but then it also helps us to kind of share the messaging on ABLE accounts. And still to this day, we still partner with a lot of those stakeholders, especially here at the local, the state level. And it really helps us to get the word out and spread the awareness of these empowering programs.
Mm-hmm. My next question is, what impact does this Able Now have on the community, particularly the disability community?
That's a very great question. So the impact is going to be a very empowering impact. Again, these accounts are allowing for individuals, eligible individuals, to be able to save funds and still qualify for those means tested benefits. But in return, they can use the funds saved to pay for those qualified disability expenses. And those qualified disability expenses are going to include things that are going towards their disability and helping to maintain their health, independence, and quality of life. So, individuals can use these funds for day to day living expenses. We even have some individuals that use the funds to maybe take a trip or go on vacation. So, the impact that it has on the community is a very empowering impact. or powerful impact, and really allowing for them to achieve that better life experience and have that savings, have those funds to be able to cover those qualified disability expenses without having to worry about, their public benefits being lowered or taken away from them.
Lastly, what needs to be done to make sure that people with disabilities have access to services like these, services that they need in order to support themselves, whether that is caregiving or any other service that they may need? Because an individual has different disabilities and requires different needs.
Absolutely. So I would say the biggest thing that needs to make sure that they do is just, if they're working with a caretaker, the caretaker just being aware that these empowering programs are available. And so many states do offer ABLE accounts. ABLE Now, our program is nationwide. And then, there's a lot of other public resources that are out there too, such as community service boards and, Department of Aging and Rehabilitation Services that are familiar with these ABLE programs as well. So kind of knowing to ask about the programs, or maybe just going out there and kind of looking it up themselves. But I think the key thing is just knowing that these programs are available for them and are designed to help them save for those qualified disability expenses. And then just knowing too that there's support out there to support them. So for example, our ABLE Now program has a full customer service team that they can call, they can send an email, and they can get that support they need with, opening and kind of answering questions about managing their account if needed.
Cool.